Hello, this is a test video. I'm trying to check if you can see me properly. I'm going to talk about study tips today. The first tip is reserve your energy and use it effectively. To study effectively, you will need a lot of energy, and you need to consume good foods for that, as well as you need to have good feelings. To have good feelings, you will need a lot of energy. And drinks like coffee and tea are very effective at boosting the energy. The second tip is time limit: 50 minutes study and 10 minutes break. Our memory works in a way that for 40 to 50 minutes, it's very effective at learning, it's very effective at remembering things. But after that, you will feel fuzzy. To avoid wasting your time, you can take 10 minutes of break, and after that break, your brain will be effective again. So you need to keep that graph of the memory working in your way. Refresh the mind. After a while, you need to refresh the mind. Like the computer, if it's working for an hour or two, it starts getting a little bit fuzzy. You need to press that refresh button to make it more effective. Likewise is our brain. We need to go take a break, we need to move out, we need to stand up for the blood circulation to work properly. And the memory works in many ways. That once you read something, once you learned something, after 1 hour you will remember a part of it. But if you repeat that same subject, you take revision of that same study material, you will remember that material till the next day. And once you revise that material again the next day, you will remember it for a week. And after a week, you revise it again, you remember it for a month. So likewise, that's how our memory recalls the study material. Organize your calendar. Designate a specific time for your study, because during the day, when you set a time for your study, for example, you set 4 p.m. Every day when it will be 4 p.m., you will be very effective at learning the material. Your body will be ready to absorb all the material that you're going to study. You will be mentally prepared, and specific location is also very effective at making you learn things faster, because once you study at a specific location and you organize that location, you keep it disciplined, the next day when you come to that location, your brain will be working very effectively at that same time, at that same location. And give yourself free time. We need to move our body to make our body work towards learning the materials, learning the subjects. If we don't give free time for ourselves, and we will get bored with the study material that's in front of us. And revision during exams is very important, because only when we revise during the exams we will be able to do the exam properly, because the memory needs revision to recall all the studied material. There are 11 or 12 subjects for some people who have to learn all of those subjects. So to be effective at the exams, just before exam, you need to take out your notes, you need to take out your guides, and you need to go through all of them. Schedule your study time. Some people find physics hard, some people find biology very hard, some people find history very hard. So the hardest subject you need to learn first, because if you learn only the easy subjects and you leave off the harder subjects, you will fail in them. So to be effective, The harder subjects you need to take more time, and the brain is working very better in the beginning. So if you take the harder subjects first, you will be more effective at learning it. Make a guide, take notes. Notes are very important, because when you take notes, you make shortcuts, you make mnemonics in your brain, and which will keep the information inside your brain for a very longer time. Study in groups. Personally, I have been a loner. I study by myself. I don't go in and study in the groups because I'm very distracted. I'm very distracted. In group of people, if they are talking and they are joking and they are having fun, I also indulge in them. I also have fun and I also joke around, but that affects my study. So I'm a type of a person who studies alone. But some of the people that I know of are very effective at learning in groups. They like the communication going on. They like the people. They like to look at people who are studying and how they are studying it. So if you are that kind, you can be very effective in group study. But some people are better off studying alone. Exercise. There are four chemicals produced inside the brain: DOS, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. These chemicals are required for the students to have in good amount inside the brain to be produced, so that they are effective at learning, so that they learn and grasp the information faster and keep it for a longer period of time. This can only be produced through exercise. You need to go for jog or swimming or whatever exercise that you like, but only after that exercise your brain will be developed enough to grasp all the information, and you'll be more active. The blood circulation that gets around all the organs of the body make you a very intelligent person. Relaxation. Do some meditation. Meditation is very good at keeping the brain calm, because sometimes even I have been very sad when a subject is very hard and I'm not being able to understand it, or I'm out of time. That negatively affects your results, because you are not supposed to keep your stress levels up. If your stress levels are up, the little content that you remember also will be forgotten. So the best thing is to do some meditation, do some prayers, do some yoga, to keep your senses low, to keep your senses sharp and your stress level low. Practice exams. Before going into the exam, you must sit down and practice it, virtually on the exam paper itself. You have to go through past year papers. You have to make some quizzes for yourself. You can ask a friend to make a quiz for you, and you can do the same for your friend. That way you will be able to test yourself, and that way you will find things that you didn't learn in during your study time, which came up in the exam, and you finally were able to study it before the exam. Eat healthy. We become what we eat. So you have to put good food in your body, and for the brain development, for your overall well-being. So go natural. Vegetables are good, fruits are good, nuts like walnuts, almonds, and cashew are very good for the brain development. So you should keep these things in your diet, and sufficient amount of water, because 75% of our body is water. If we consume less water, we will be lethargic. You need to keep your consumption of the water level high. So this is some of the tips that I could give you, and I wish you best of luck in all your study. Please like and subscribe if you like our channel. Thank you.